Where's that little sweetheart? Come here! Let him give you a kiss!
Wouldn't it be cool to be Buzz Lightyear? Now you can be Buzz in the new Toy Story 2 video game. Use lasers and whirling torso spins to save the day. Jump, swing and somersault through the air with a special rocket jet and moonspring boots.
There you are!
In the new Toy Story 2 video game, you are Buzz Lightyear. Life is good.
Hi guys, welcome. Scatlink here, and we are off for Toy Story 2. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. I pressed the wrong button. What a great start. That's because the options button on the PS4 and PS5 is not the start button, it's the right side of the touchpad. Because that is its own button, because the left press of the touchpad is your select button. Getting into controls already, let me press options real quick. This is the latest version of the game that you can get, and it has trophy support. So I guess I'm going to have to hold the button and bring that up as well now. Yes, we have trophy support. So there's 39 trophies, and you can see them all here, and I will be covering all these because I'm not actually going to be playing on this particular version. I'm actually going to be playing on the PC version with the Toy Story 2 Fix patch that allows widescreen, true widescreen by the way, although the menu here would probably be a little bit zoomed in or stretched. That's a very minor thing because the text will not be stretched, the HUD will not be stretched, it'll be properly spaced out, and it's also got 60 FPS and modern control support, of which I'll be using the exact same DualShock that I'm using right now, the DualShock 4. Saying that, I just got to the end here. There's not a trophy for every single token, because there's 50 Pizza Planet tokens in the game, which we'll be grabbing them all. There's a couple of interesting ones that I just want to point out real quick, because obviously they'll appear on screen, since I'm going to edit them in when I'm playing the PC version, because again, 60 frames widescreen, it will just look a lot cleaner instead of the, you know, rough texture warping that you get on the PlayStation version, is this one right here. This isn't fair! Win the neighborhood race against the RC without the rocket jet boots. That's kind of an exploit, but in a way, now completely intended. So, I was going to do that anyway, because it just saves you backtracking. But yes, I just want to make mention once again that we do in fact have Toy Story 2, the PS1 version, on PS4 and 5 with trophy support, but it also gives you a rewind feature, as you can see right here. I can rewind to basically go through the intro here again, which you can use if you do accidentally go past or do not fulfill requirement for a trophy. You can actually rewind and try again without needing to play the whole level again, which isn't that big of an issue unless it's alleys and gullies, and we will get into that when we get to that level. Another thing that I want to make mention is not only have we got rewinds, but we got restore points, but you get quite a few. You also get an entire 2 memory cards to play with. So if I go to memory card here real quick, and then go to, well, load, I guess. Which I don't have any on here, because I haven't actually played this version yet, because I want to get the achievements to add them into the video while I am ready. But you do have pretty much your entire memory card available for this game, but it's a unique memory card, because if I press options to go back in here instead of pressing pause, because I just accidentally did that, if I go to settings, you can change your region. On the PS4 and PS5, not only do you get a version which can be played on both systems, you also get 2 versions of the game, the American version and the PAL version. The difference is mostly one's running at 60Hz, one's running at 50Hz, and there may be some other very minor differences, like some of the cowboy enemies may be looking a bit different, or maybe the sound effects are different, but other than that, it's mostly going to be exactly the same thing. You can also check your button assignment, so it shows a DualShock 3 here, or DualShock 2, I guess, because of the mode button. Maybe it'll be a DualShock 1, I don't know. It basically, one of the 3 DualShocks, all you need to know is that start and select are where not sharing options, but it's the left right of the touchpad, which you cannot rebind. But options brings up this menu, share does its usual thing, so it's the only place where they could put those 2 buttons. But everything else can be rebinded. Just so you know. So you get like this built-in emulator with additional features for any PS1 and PS2 game on the system. That includes visual presets, which I go with Modern Arcade, just to bring the contrast up a little bit more. If I highlight different ones here, you can kind of see, not exactly with the hue, because it's obviously got like a gradient over the screen already, which doesn't help because of the menu we're in. But I prefer Modern Arcade, excuse me, because it brings up the contrast just a little bit more. But of course you're playing a PS1 game, so it's being upscaled from its own internal resolutions and stuff like that. And I'm also playing at a video aspect ratio of 16:10, which you can actually see how it looks. I mean, like, native resolution, as in 4:3, back in the day, it was that. There is no integer upscaling going on here on a 1080p image. That's how it used to be. 1:1 pixels gives you a very squished image. That's because when it came to the PlayStation in particular, games weren't made with a particular resolution in mind. They were kind of made to adapt to the resolution of your screen, which in some cases, a pseudo 16:9 stretched image wouldn't look too bad. Obviously, we're looking at 2D images here, but as I said, when I go onto the PC version, the text will not be stretched, which is very good. But as you can see here, it still kind of stretches. Obviously, I'm not getting into gameplay until we make the transition. Square pixels, so it's not exactly 1:1 as what it's outputting, or native resolution, what you would normally see back in the day in terms of, you know, resolution size. Square pixels is literally if every pixel was square. So it doesn't look too bad. That's probably like the native, but without being zoomed in. Of course, you got your 16:9, which is what you'd expect, and 16:10 is an ever so slight stretch, which I think you can get away with for PS1 games, because, as I said, they're not exactly made with certain resolutions in mind, and it don't look too bad. And it fills in as much of the black screen, the black borders on the sides of the screen to fill in a 16:9 image as possible. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, though, that's really all I want to be talking about on the PlayStation version in particular, but I just want to make mention while I'm still sitting on this menu that this is obviously the download version of the PS4 and PS5 version, which you also get included with PlayStation Plus subscriptions on PS4 and 5 with trophy support, rewinds, restore points, and rebindable controls. Now, you can still get it digitally on the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita as well, but there is no... Well, there's selective controller rebinds, because on the PSP you're lacking a few buttons, as well as a whole entire stick, and you don't exactly have analog movement. In fact, when this version came out on PS4 and PS5 initially, there was no trophy support, and there was no analog support. That's balmy. But not only is it available from the PlayStation Store for PS3 on those three systems, the portables and PS3, you can also play your original PS1 physical disc on PS1, 2, and 3. All the PlayStations, you can play this game. It is the most accessible version, and the reason being is because it was the most best version in terms of quality and accessibility. The only other better one would be Dreamcast, but then you can just make the PC version be like that, but you need the patch in order to make that work, as well as remove disk DRM, because Windows 7 and above, maybe it's Windows Vista and above, cannot check disks running in a disk drive. I don't know, but it's an easy fix because it's a very old game. And of course there's N64 as well, the worst version. That may come to NSO at some point. It don't matter. We're basically covering everything here. And any movie scenes that we have in the game, I will be replacing with the slideshows from the N64 version. And now we are going to transition into the PC version's options menu. Alright, so as you can tell, this is the PC version. The menu's a little bit different than what it would be on consoles. For one, the console versions in configuring controller only give you the presets for your fire, jump, and spin options. Obviously, we can rebind our controls completely here, which I have already done because modern controllers support happy days. We would also have a rumble feature if we were playing on consoles that support it, which would be every single console except PC, which is a little bit weird. I'm guessing they just didn't build controllers with rumble back in the day. Would have been nice if it could have added that, but then the whole kind of game would need to be programmed with that in mind. To rumble with certain points, but you can have like a little gyrating buzz. And I've already messed with the sound and volume, so that's not a problem. And configure graphics. Now, this would be moving the screen around to make sure that overscan isn't a problem on your CRT back in the day. Or if you have too big of a bezel on your systems. I mean, hell, even the Switch these days has an ability to like zoom in or zoom out the image just a bit to account for too big of a bezel on your HD screens. But we can have the lens flare, we can have high, medium, or low detail. Obviously, we want it on high as possible. Got gamma correction and animated textures for the PC version, as far as I'm aware. It's not in any other versions. And here we are, we have the menu in this version. As I said, it's a little bit stretched, but it doesn't look too bad. It's kind of like got a slightly up-resed version. The differing's kind of apparent, but the smoothness of the image is not too bad. And of course, I'm not going to play any of these, but we do have the movie viewer, but there's obviously nothing for me to choose by going left and right, because I haven't got anything, because we've just started the game. So I'm going to press back up or triangle in PlayStation's case to get out of that menu. And of course, that menu doesn't even exist on the N64 version because there are no cutscenes, only slideshows when you boot up a level. Speaking of, it's time to get into the game proper. Look how smooth and sharp that is. Andy's house. Let's prepare for our journey. Summer is here and Andy's off to cowboy camp. Ah, red alert! Buzz and the gang look on as Woody tries to save another toy from being sold. Woody was spotted by Al, a toy collector. Al steals Woody! And even Buzz Lightyear is helpless to save his buddy. Well, that didn't exactly work out for the best now, did it? And here we are, Andy's house. Andy's room, in fact. We get to explore. Boom! Gotcha. Get out of here. You don't belong in here, Zurg's minions.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace.
Welcome to Toy Story 2. Just going to go through Andy's room, basically, is our tutorial with all these blocks that just tell us what we can do and stuff, like push, jump, shoot, and spin. Didn't mean to jump into that. Let me cover the controls for you. So, we got a jump and a double jump by pressing the cross button. We also got laser, as you saw there, with me blasting these enemies down below. You can hold it to charge a laser, which does more damage. Or you can just rapid fire with the red. But it looks like it goes quite far, but there is actually a reach to it. Also, nice burn effect when you shoot stuff. It really is like a laser and not a little light bulb that blinks. Also, this globe is trippy. It's a sprite, obviously. It's billboarded. Like most objects, like this pole. But, you know, just take that as you will. It's an old game from back in the day. You have got a spin option, which allows us to deflect attacks. I'll get into that in a bit. We can grab ledges as well as slide along these zip lines. But more importantly, oh, that's a one-up token right there. Bring up your HUD with the right shoulder button, or R1, which we have a battery. There was a battery that we could collect there for health, but we didn't need it. But we also have first person with L1, or left bumper. By pressing the right bumper while in first person, we can target stuff, which you don't always have to do, as you saw there. I just shot that. But you do have that target reticle. Also, Buzz Lightyear did it before Metroid Prime did it, with the reflection in the visor. And of course, every time you're in your first-person mode, the visor will display all of your information, like your health, extra lives, and, well, the amount of coins you collected. Also, this enemy's actually really good showcase for what I want to show off with the spin. It's like a barrel roll! I did not do that right. You can deflect shots, as you saw there. I deflected one of them, but you can also use it to bash into enemies, give them a good old whack. But notice that you can charge it as well every time I press the button. So let me use this guy as a test. Just don't get hit while you're charging, it knocks off your charge. You can hurricane spin! As we saw in the TV trailer. Hello there, Rex. Our C car is waiting to race you around the garage. Here's through the hole in the door downstairs. You can move the boxes on the shelf in the basement to get in the token on the shelf. It's easier with the Cosmic Shield. Mr. Potato Head will let you use it if you find his ear for you. The tin robot boss is in the attic above us. You can reach the attic by climbing the plant and then the rope. That's actually very convenient. Anything else? Ham is sitting on the sofa in the living room. Bo Peep has lost her sheep. She's on the table in the kitchen. So, I once again did not mean to jump into that. Thankfully, they will start disappearing and not be as frequent later on. But yeah, Rex actually tells you all of the missions that you have available in the level that you're in. And there's also a trophy in the PS4 and PS5 versions of the PS1 game on PlayStation Network for talking to him in every level. You don't have to read every dialogue box, but if you've grabbed a token in a level, he won't give you the tip anymore. And this game does follow the Mario 64 formula of having, you know, missions, but it doesn't kick you out every time you grab one, as I will showcase when we start off by fighting a boss, just like King Bob-omb in Mario 64's Bob-omb Battlefield. Ha ha ha! Defeat the tin robot to get a token. Don't know who's laughing at me, but I'll be the one laughing in a minute. Right, so immediately start running around him and just keep your distance. Just dodge him, but don't fall off the boxes. Because when he shuts down, hit him with a charge shot. That will take a third of his health off immediately. 3 charge shots and he's done. Now, when he does get back up and start chasing you again, as I'm showcased here, I cannot damage him, even with a charge laser. It just bounces right off him while he is moving. So we just have to wait for him to shut down again, to rewind. There we go, done. Kind of like the mechanical crocs in Donkey Kong 64, which, by the way, you can kill if you keep slapping them. It just takes so much abuse. So an orange bomb is just the best way to do things. But yeah, I have an option to actually stay in the level. You could probably play it Mario 64 style by kicking yourself out, and the game's length would be exponentially increased, because that is one of the main reasons why Mario 64 takes quite a while to get through. But yeah, it doesn't kick you out, which, ironically enough, Mario games didn't actually do until Odyssey. There are 5 missions, as I mentioned. There is a boss in every level. There's also a coin token, Pizza Planet token, in every level. There's 5 Pizza Planet tokens per level. But it's not like an additional one on top of the 5 missions. It's part of the 5 missions. So the coin token only requires 50 instead of 100. Actually, do I need that? Yeah, I do. There we go. Let's grab these real quick. Don't bother trying to run around those pegs or slam them. I was kind of interested as to why I didn't grab the side there, but, you know, that's a thing. Also, you may notice that the camera is always following me. The triggers, R2 and R1, do rotate the camera around you, but it also makes you pivot. If you're familiar with the Spyro games on PlayStation 1, you may recognise these 2 options, passive and active camera. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with that, because I actually like it on passive with this. I don't tend to move the camera myself. It actually does a really good job on tracking you, which is very good for this precision kind of walking, because we've just grabbed another one of 5 MacGuffin items. Think of it as like the, well, 5 red coins or 5 secrets of Mario 64. That'll get us yet another Pizza Planet token. There's also one to find in the level normally, and there's also a challenge. Mostly a timed or race type challenge to do in the level. Those are the 5 tokens to get in the game in every level. And as I said, once you have one, Rex won't tell you them anymore. And if you have all the tokens in a level, Rex will just say that there's nothing else to do. So, he's a good tracker. Although, there is actually a visible tracker when you leave levels. I don't need that. Also, notice I just walked on the banister there. Let me hit back up for a second, because we can kind of do something a little bit cheeky. Yeah, as I say, I go into first person just to get through quicker. You can get on the banister and then make your way back up. You can just jump down here and get this early. Can't make it all the way over there, sadly, but we'll deal with that later. Yeah, I'm just going to charge my laser and take care of you. There we go. Very nice. So yes, in this case, the 5 MacGuffin items in this level are Bo Peep Sheep, as Rex has already told us. I sound like a broken record, but I'm just obviously giving you the lowdown because, well, we're not exactly on our journey to find Woody yet. We're preparing. This is basically like an obstacle course training montage, as it were, good sir. Also, this music doesn't play in the N64 version at all. It just continues playing You Got a Friend in Me from the menu. Now, this level, this area, the garage, you're supposed to go around, jump on the car, get onto this light fixture, jump up and around and go around again. Or you can just jump on this cup and just do a normal double jump without any trickery at all. Like, I like the freedom, but it's like you don't actually need to do anything, really. I'm going to do this now since I'm up here already. Should have went onto the car first, I just realised. Because there's an item on the car that would have been very useful to us in just taking out the enemies normally. I won't have to keep charging my laser, you'll see in a second. Also, we can vault! Pretty cool, and also very seamless. Like, Buzz will do like a full spin and then automatically jump. I'll just show you again. I'm not pressing jump here, I'm just holding forward. Now, the hitbox for these are pretty finicky, because once again, they kind of billboarded sprites for the most part. The top part of Buzz needs to collide with them so he actually grabs them, otherwise you phase through them. The hit detection can be kind of wonky with them. Also, it's actually a good thing that I'm here now, because I can just grab onto this. That will drop down as kind of like a shortcut to get back on the car in the intended manner, but now I can just jump across and grab these coins. Come back up. I tried to spin, but I was in midair, because if you are in midair, then press circle, so X and circle, you do a ground pound, but if you say circle X, you do a spin while in the air. And the reason why I wanted to come back over here is because we now have a green laser. 100 shots of rapid-fire charged action. Just to waste a few there. It's fine, I will not run out while killing the enemies in this level. Also, you may have noticed, every time I shoot an enemy, they drop a coin on their first knockout. They do respawn eventually, mostly out of your render distance. Notice that enemy didn't drop a coin, because I had already killed the enemy, so his coin had already spawned. Now, if you miss the coin, because coins from enemies do despawn after a few bounces, they will not respawn. Once the coin has appeared for an enemy, it will not appear again until you reload the level. Hello there, RC. A little car in a car area.
Hey, Buzz, I'll challenge you to a race. We race 3 laps around the car. If you beat me, I'll give you a Pizza Planet token. Get ready to race. 3, 2, 1.
This minigame music is so jazzy. In fact, this entire game's soundtrack is really good. There's a big oil slick here, and that's really good, because RC will always spin out when he hits that corner. Yeah, we have a foot race challenge here. We basically got to race RC and win. This is the, well, the challenge of the level, which will give us a Pizza Planet token. And it changes every level. Well, the concept of it will, at least. It may be another race, it may be a time trial, it may even be collect a certain amount of stuff within the time limit. You'll have to find that out when you get to the level. So I'm just winning this foot race here. As long as you don't get hit by enemies or get tripped up by the hose line, you should just be able to just run easily and make it without issue. Also, you may have noticed he was hitting my ankles. Keep that in mind for next level. I almost clicked exit there, and that is not what I want to do. Right, well, this area is now done. We can just head into the living room. Sorry about that, I had to pause there for a second, but yeah, the reason why I gave RC Sparks' voice is mainly because that RC doesn't have a voice. He's one of the few toys that just, despite, you know, having a grill for the face and then, you know, Pixar making cars later on down the line that can talk even without a grill, they just have anthropomorphic faces, kind of like Thomas, but not actually, because that was actual faceplate, like Bertie the Bus and all that. Yeah, fitting, I guess. Toys, models. Pound you? No, okay, we're good. No, we're not good. Get off me. Spin was actually useful there. But yeah, I wanted to somehow adapt what he was saying to what RC does, because he normally communicates via revving, so wow, I'm having trouble platforming here. I had to pause for one moment, and now I'm just completely lost my groove. Get off my groove! You know what? Yeah, but again, I prefer the camera on active, because it's just better that way.
No time to lose. Ready to go, Buzz.
I don't need to voice you, Ham. Thank you for the voice clip. Yeah, so I kind of planned that out so I would have 50 coins by the time I get to the sofa, which is very nice. Oh, I've only got 2 more to go in this level already, which is good because, you know, we need to grab some for the levels, and I will be grabbing everything. It is 100%, oh, of course. But do realise that there are limits to what levels you can actually access if you do not have enough tokens. Don't think I needed that battery, but it was in my way. Another 1-up. Hello. Very useful. I will be going out of my way for every single 1-up. I mean, for one thing, if I get 1 more, I would already reach the maximum of 9, and I'll get a PlayStation Trophy for that. I already killed you, so I'll just block that. Into the basement we go, which is, once again, an area that you can kind of break. But at the same time, I'm guessing it's intended, but whoa! That was point blank, and I did not get hit there. That was very interesting. I want to jump on this corner here. For the first level, I guess it's fair that you can just mess about and break the level, because I can just now grab this zipline and grab this sheep immediately, and I can even jump back and grab it again, if I jump well enough. So let me just do full single jumps up here, and get back on here again. You can either land on it or grab the side, and I'm surprised I did not hit the sludge there. That was very lucky. Ah, you know what? Bugger it. I'll just take the hit, and let's give Potato Head back his ear. Wow, thanks, Buzz. In return for finding my ear, I'll let you use the Cosmic Shield. It'll only protect you from harm for a little while, so make sure you use it wisely. Let's roll, as he says at the beginning of the game. This is a very crap item. It's only available, like, what, twice, and it's for nothing important. It gives you ice physics. That's not just me being on the ooze, and this is the best I can do for jumping. That's basically the same as tapping the jump button. These are full presses, so this is me tapping. Oh, whoops. That's me tapping. That's me holding it. I was trying to hold it, and I wasn't jumping at all. I couldn't even go for a double jump. And I had ice physics when I wasn't even in the sludge. Yeah, very bad. And considering that you can see that if you just avoided taking 1 hit, you can make it to over here anyway, or, as I was trying to show, grab this corner of the banister, and when you're up here, you can just drop here. It's very inconsequential. Unfortunately, we can't get up to where that battery is, so we're going to have to go the long way and make our way round. That's fine. We are obviously going to get all the utilities, because that is 100%. But, ironically enough, the very first one, which is invincibility, gives you a lot of drawbacks. And it's not worth, because it's not even available that often. It's mostly only available for when there is something collectible that's, again, inconsequential. Like, I think it appears in 1 more level, and it's just to get a 1-up in fire. So, yeah, very small indeed. So this is just a token floating on top of these shelves. Again, as Rex has mentioned, I'm not going to keep on saying that at this point, because we're basically going to be talking to Rex before we even get any Pizza Planet tokens. So, but just so you know, he mentioned that we had a few boxes on a shelf. It was on a shelf, so we had to push a couple of boxes in order to grab them. Just push them in place, and there we go. And we only have 1 sheep left to find before we can return them to Bo Peep. And the only room we haven't checked is where Bo Peep is at, the kitchen. So, let's head over there. Thankfully, nothing in the toilet. You know, we're in the bathroom. I'm having a bit of trouble climbing here. Single jumps is what we want to do to get up very quickly. Speaking of quick, I have actually already done a versus on this game, against my brother Master Aaron and some members of the Super LP Heroes on their channel a couple of years ago. And again, I wanted to do this game at that time, and it was my brother's pick, which was a very fun game, but I did mess up on the 3rd level on a particular Pizza Planet token that I had to go round and do again, which basically made me do the entire level, and I probably would have won, or at least came incredibly close to the winner, if I didn't make that mistake. I am having trouble climbing this chair for some reason. Buzz just would not grab the high chair, which I believe is for Molly, if I remember the character correctly. Dodge the scalding water! Wow, okay. So, that pot is overboiling, and that's also because that the other gas stoves are turned on, so we want to avoid them to not melt or fry our circuits, but we also don't want to get hit by the splashing, overboiling water, which, funnily enough... Oh my god, I'm getting hit by it. It's fine, there's a battery on the shelves, we'll grab that in a second. Also, I'm not going to be grabbing all the coins in every level, I'm just ending up doing it in this level just for the fun of it. I believe the maximum in this level is like 93. But yeah, I've got 90 already, which is insane. There we are. We have all of the sheep. Actually, I think it's just 90, because that's what I have, and I haven't really missed any. Hello!
Thanks, Buzz.
You found my sheep, Buzz. Thank you. Here's your pizza plant token. Oh! I just heard Rex. Alright, Rex, I'll see you up there in a second. Give me a minute while I build up my wings.
To infinity and beyond!
Not what I was intending, but here we are, the collection screen. It shows us what utilities we have unlocked by helping out Mr. Potato Head, how many coins we grabbed in the level upon finishing, as well as all 5 Pizza Plant tokens available for the level. Ironically enough, in initial versions of the N64 version, it doesn't show the icons of the 5 tokens. It just shows you how many tokens you have. It's a bit weird. Also, save screen. Immediate difference. We have Slinky here just looking happy. In the other versions of the, well, I say other versions, PS1 and Sega Dreamcast, Rex will be holding the respective memory card, and on N64, it's just a picture of Alice Toy Barn where every time you move, Buzz grunts. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Again, the N64 version feels unfinished, and yet it came out at the same time as the PlayStation version. Dreamcast and PC also came out at the same time, I'm pretty sure, after the fact. Anyways, we haven't got a memory card for PC. It's the only version that doesn't require external storage in order to save, so that's a plus. So we just click the button, and then we can save. Well, I already had a temporary save here, so I'm just going to save it for that. But there we are. It's that simple. So, I think we've covered a lot for today. We have done our training, we are ready for the journey. We'll be back before Andy gets home, as we leave Andy's neighbourhood in order to search for Woody. See you guys then.